Today, I'm going to be reviewing the iKamper Skycamp Mini 3. At the time of me making this video, I've been living on the road out of it for 14 days, and at the time this video comes out, I will have lived full-time out of this for about 30 days. I've taken on a bunch of camping trips, and I have a good understanding of its strengths, its weaknesses, and I feel educated enough to give you my honest opinion on it. Also, if you're curious about how it went living on the road with it, I did make a full travel series that you guys can find the playlist for down below of me traveling the US and living out of this full time. Okay, so we're gonna just do a quick little setup of the iKamper. I'm gonna show you how quick and easy it is to set up. So I have locks on my iKamper. It literally goes in, you go up, this one, unlock, latch back up. Super easy, you just push it up and it'll pop up. So when I'm going to get my iKamper out, literally just pop it open. This is one part that annoys me. Is I need to make sure I don't close these latches into my door, otherwise it's gonna get stuck. So I just close this into the door again. That's one thing that just annoys me. Make sure you don't have them stuck in the door, but you just pull it out. The ladder took me a second to figure out. You have to push this up. It doesn't go up all the way until you push the second row, and then you lock it out. So literally it just kind of floats down at the bottom until you move the second one. Okay, for my rain flies, the rain fly on the front, you want to put it in the hole first and then you put it on right there. And then so this doesn't flap, you're literally strapping it on right here. Once this is all set up and I have it situated rainfly wise, I will go inside, and that is how I'll open up the rain flies on the side over here, is I will actually do it from the inside. It's the easiest way to do it instead of trying to climb all over your car and do it. So it'll take about 5 minutes total for me to set everything up, get the air mattress inside inflated. So I'm gonna cut away and show you guys the inside. Okay, so now we are officially inside the tent. So I have this inflatable air mattress that is just, it adds all the extra comfort. Inside, it comes with 3 inches of memory foam, but it's not the best memory foam. It's not super comfortable unless you sleep like entirely on your back. This mattress is rated for, I believe, 10 degrees. So I've taken it in winter and slept great. This just gives us extra peace of mind and it's super comfortable. I was camping in 20 degrees just recently and I literally didn't feel any cold underneath me, and I just had this 0-degree quilt and I was perfect. The inside has amazing zippers. They zip really well, and then you have zippers that will lead out to the outside. And then for lighting, I have these little magnetic aperture lights. I literally just stick them right here, and I like the red light because it keeps my eyes well adjusted for the dark. We also have a skylight up here. I can bring this in and show you guys the skylight. So there's Chelsea. Thank you for holding the camera. This is the view on the inside. We both sleep comfortably in here, and we also have slept in here with the dogs, and we slept really comfortable as well. There are pockets on the side right here in terms of like how dark it gets in here. If I close all of these, including this top one, it gets really dark. Like, I've actually slept in past sunrise a couple times because of how dark it gets. So this is as dark as it gets. I'm sure you can kind of see me because I still have the light from the window, but it gets really dark in here. And it's almost like blackout curtains for your tent. So I really like that when it comes to this tent. That is the inside of the iKamper. It's not much. I love the map. The longest part for me is actually getting the inside all situated so that it folds down perfectly. Inside, I have the memory foam mattress pads, and then I also have an inflatable mattress. So once you get that all deflated, it's pretty easy to break down. Get the ladder up here. You can see my ladder's a little bit dirty just because I'm out here adventuring. So then I'll strap it together. You want to make sure you don't fold this up. So you'll push up, make sure it doesn't get collapsed inside. There you go, you have it there. And now these are where the pull tabs are really useful. So you start pulling it down, right? And then you can pull the sides in with these pull tabs. So it doesn't wedge when you're closing it. You literally just pull on the pull tabs and you bring it down. And unfortunately, you see that? We're still gonna have to tuck it in. So I will sometimes try tucking it in from standing on the back seat of my car. And I can tuck it in here. There we go. Got a little bit right there, just to give me a little bit of height so I can get that in. There we go. Okay, so once you're ready and everything's packed away, you just pull the latch down and then you'll get this. See how the key still gets in the way? That's my one gripe with this, is the key always gets in the way. But once it's up and over, you literally just pull up, and then once you lock it, it's good. And the second one becomes a lot easier, right? So if you don't have the air mattress that I have in there, I've actually been able to store a quilt and pillows in there. It's really tight to try and squeeze your quilt and pillows in there, so it's just not worth it. I'll use a compression sack, and that's how I've been getting around living out of it. This will hold. I've driven my car. It's recommended 70. I've gone to 80 and it's been fine. You guys probably have questions on gas. We'll get to that at the end of the review. I just wanted to show you guys the quick setup and breakdown really quick. But let's finish this review back at the office.
Okay, if you made it to this part of the video, you're probably asking yourself, is this $4,000 tent really worth it? I can't answer that question for you, but for me, it is. Now, I've done all kinds of camping, whether it's backpacking up in the mountains or just tent camping with a pop-up tent you set up on the ground. Camping has been a big part of my life, and unfortunately, me and Paul, who you see frequently on this channel, had a little bit of a traumatic experience with just on the ground camping when we were camping in the middle of Utah. We were out in the backcountry and some asshole woke us up in the middle of the night with their high beams and their truck right outside our tent, revving the engine, and it just scared us. But that experience in general just kind of deterred us from any kind of backcountry boondock camping. It was really unfortunate and really bumming us out. So the rooftop tents were actually a pretty good solution for that. They give us a little bit more peace of mind being up off the ground, and they're a heck of a lot more comfortable. So personally, that's one of the biggest benefits for the rooftop tent and why we value it so much. Now, despite the value I've gotten from the rooftop tent, I do want to get into a little bit of the issues I've had with the iKamper Skycamp Mini 3, some of which have been corrected with their new model that they came out with. So I'm just gonna hit on those first. It's the Skycamp Mini 3, but with these corrections. It has interior lighting and it has a corkboard floor. The corkboard is actually going to be better than the aluminum or steel bottom that is on my tent because it's going to absorb moisture and it's going to insulate you more from the cold. One of the biggest issues that I had with the Skycamp Mini 3 really was that thin memory foam mattress. When me and Chelsea would sleep on it, we would feel the cold of the aluminum beneath us, and it really just made it uncomfortable. The memory foam is not really functional for sleeping, and you're gonna need the inflatable air mattress, which also comes in the new improved Mini model that they released. So with those corrections in mind, I'm going to talk about gripes that haven't been corrected with a newer model. So I don't know if it's my Rainfly or if I need to reconfigure it. I've played with it a few times, but water pooling on the Rainfly in heavy rain has been a bit of an issue for me. I really noticed this when I was camping out in the Smokies. I would have to push the water off of the front Rainfly, and I'm hoping it's something I haven't figured out yet that I can correct for, but the water pooling has been a little bit of an issue, but I still haven't had any moisture inside the tent, and that's been great. Now, I was supposed to put a sleeve on the bottom of the ladder. That way it protected the sunroof screen. I lost it, unfortunately, very early on. I am noticing some discoloration on my screen up top, and that's probably coming from whatever material or, ground the feet of the ladder are coming into contact with, and it's causing it to stain the clear plastic sunroof. That's a little gripe that I have, but it's negligible. The last little issue that I had with my iKamper is the pull tabs to pull in. That fabric was torn when I first got it. My wife was able to sew it back together though, but iKamper wanted me to send pictures and then go to the distributor that I bought it from, have them send it out to go for an in-warranty fix, and that just wasn't the best solution. I literally got this out of the box. It was just easier for my wife to sew it back on, and I haven't had any issues, but I would open up the iKamper before you mount it on top of your car, because I found out the hard way after I'd already mounted it on the car. Speaking of mounting, a lot of you guys are probably going to have questions on that. I use the Thule Aero bars, I think. I'm going to link them down below. When it comes to mounting, I'm not going to give a lot of mounting advice on this. It's going to be very roof dependent. What you are looking for is the dynamic weight of the car. That's how much weight can be on top of your car as you're moving. And then the static weight, I think, is like 3 or 4 times that. So if you're looking at mounting it, look for the dynamic weight of your roof, and then go above and beyond when you get your crossbars to mount it on top. Now, one of the last questions I kind of expect to get is how I was able to be so comfortable winter camping in this 3-season tent. I do want to point out that it retains heat pretty well up to like 35 degrees, but afterwards you're definitely going to want some kind of cold weather bag in there and an insulated air mattress. I also used a propane heater to heat up the inside. Running that for about 15 minutes would give me about an hour of just retained warmth inside the tent. It is keeping a little bit of heat in, but if you really want to make it a 4-season tent, they sell insulated inserts for about $200. That's pretty much all my thoughts on this. Should you get it? I've loved my experience with it, and I really did enjoy driving across country camping out of it. One thing that you may want to consider is you can't camp in this thing if it's super windy. 20-mile-an-hour winds, it feels shaky up there. You're fine, but it doesn't feel comfortable, and it's really hard to fall asleep. That's one thing I learned on my cross-country trip, is in the wind, it was really hard to sleep in the rooftop tent, and a couple times I was sleeping in the car, so just be prepared for that. But I hope you guys found this review informative and you enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, and if you haven't, check out my travel series. It's 6 episodes of me driving across country. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.